So the truth is about these guys, I have two strong opinions. I think Dillon Gabriel's size is an issue. I would have a hard time building around him. He's small. But I think Sheduer was underdrafted. Sheduer is bigger. I think he moves well. I would choose Sheduer over Dillon Gabriel.
Sheduer outplayed Dillon Gabriel in both practice and in the preseason in their starts. No matter if it's a half each player played, you can't have it both ways. You can't say Dillon played as well, if not better, than Sheduer.
The debate around quarterback competition has taken a new turn, especially with the emergence of Dillon Gabriel in the NFL. Recently, Colin Cowherd weighed in, and his take has definitely turned heads. After watching Gabriel's debut, Cowherd declared that if this is going to be the offense moving forward, the team is in trouble. It's not just about the interceptions or the plays. Cowherd believes Gabriel's size could become a significant issue for him in the long run. He then turned his attention to Sheduer Sanders, making a bold statement that after seeing both quarterbacks start side by side, he would go with Sanders. Cowherd even went as far as to say that Sanders was underdrafted. High praise, especially considering the competition in the NFL right now. Colin Cowherd didn't hold back in his analysis. He admitted that personally, he prefers Sheduer Sanders, but he also pointed out that Kevin Stefanski, the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, might have gone for seriousness and accuracy in his choice of quarterback. Cowherd explained that general managers across the league are always looking for quarterbacks who are great but also boring, the type of players who won't attract unnecessary attention and won't have the added pressure of being a star. He was referring to the idea that Sheduer Sanders brings a certain aura with him, one that excites fans but also raises expectations. That's a lot of added pressure, especially for a team that's looking to build a solid, reliable offense. And this, Cowherd argues, is why the Browns went with Dillon Gabriel over Sheduer Sanders. Gabriel might not bring the same flash, but he could offer the stability and focus that the team needs. Things have shifted, though, as Browns GM Andrew Berry has now expressed his admiration for Sheduer Sanders. After watching Sanders drop a masterclass performance, Berry couldn't hide his pride. He publicly declared that he was proud of how Sheduer handled himself and praised the way he operated on the field. While acknowledging that nobody's perfect, Berry's comments felt more like those of a father figure, emphasizing his belief in Sanders' potential. This kind of endorsement has changed the narrative, and suddenly, Sanders is shifting the entire equation in the quarterback debate.
Really, really good. Proud of you.
Cool.
Really, really nice job.
You're not fully proud, kinda.
I'm
kinda proud.
Look, for your flip side, was it perfect? No, but you made plays, you operated, so it's just stacked.
I love when you tell the facts, do you? No, but it's okay. It's okay.
Listen, you did a nice job, okay? So just take what you learned from tonight, apply it to the joint practices, and then the next one.
Stephen A. Smith also joined the conversation, weighing in on the quarterback debate. He boldly declared that Sheduer Sanders is the better player when compared to Dillon Gabriel, especially in terms of performance. Smith pointed out that Sanders faced immense pressure due to all the debates surrounding him, yet he managed to exceed expectations and play at a high level. According to Smith, it's precisely in these kinds of high-pressure situations where Sanders shines, making him the superior choice in his eyes. Stephen A. Smith took his stance even further, making it clear that he believes Sheduer Sanders outperforms Dillon Gabriel, especially in the first run of plays. While Smith acknowledged that Dillon had his moments of brilliance, he also pointed out that a few mishaps led to a less-than-perfect performance, and Dillon certainly deserves credit for his efforts. However, Smith didn't hesitate to state that, when it comes down to it, Sheduer is simply the better player in game situations. His overall game, according to Smith, just stands out more in the long run.
I liked it, but that's not to throw any shade on Dillon Gabriel. He came out there, had a couple of mishaps, what have you, but ultimately he played well, and I give him credit where credit is due. But watching Sheduer move the offense or what have you, I thought that his performance was slightly better than Dillon Gabriel.
Stephen A. Smith didn't stop there. He also took aim at Dillon Gabriel for his comments about Sheduer Sanders. Smith didn't hold back, calling Gabriel's remark a really dumb comment to make. He emphasized that as a football player, Gabriel's primary responsibility should be to focus on his game and perform on the field, rather than taking shots at teammates or the media. Smith made it clear that such distractions only hurt the team and don't belong in the conversation. Stephen A. Smith was firm in his stance, stating that Dillon Gabriel's comments about Sheduer Sanders had essentially thrown him under the bus, subjecting him to public scrutiny. However, Smith pointed out that at the end of the day, it was Dillon himself who put himself in this position. He reiterated that making such a statement was nothing short of an idiotic move, one that only added unnecessary drama to the situation.
Others will be merciless, but in the end, no one will be wrong, because who instigated that fury against you? It would be you. Very, very idiotic and stupid for you to say what you said.
Stephen A. Smith then emphasized that Sheduer Sanders is far better at managing the media and external pressure. He pointed out that if Sanders had made similar comments, he would have faced extreme scrutiny from everyone, adding even more pressure to his situation. Smith acknowledged that Dillon Gabriel is getting the benefit of the doubt for now, but he made it clear that things would have played out much differently if Sanders had made that same mistake. In the end, Smith concluded that whatever positive moments Gabriel had during the game, he had overshadowed them with his controversial remarks.
How much would he have been excoriated for talking about the media that way? And so because of that, now you're going to look at people and they're going to say, okay, well, it wasn't him. He's the dude that went out there and played very, very well in his preseason debut. This guy, Dillon Gabriel, he still had good moments in third down, 6 for 6. Completing his passes was impressive, had composure in the pocket, etc., etc. There was a lot of good things to say about Dillon Gabriel. But he threw shade on his own performance by showing he was paying attention to stuff.
The debate on quarterback competition has reached new heights, especially with the rising spotlight on Dillon Gabriel and Sheduer Sanders. From the start, fans and analysts have been divided over who deserves the starting role, with each quarterback bringing a unique set of strengths and weaknesses to the table. The competition became even more intense as personalities like Colin Cowherd entered the conversation, offering their own takes and opinions. Colin Cowherd made it clear that while he preferred Sheduer Sanders, he believed that the Cleveland Browns' decision to pick Dillon Gabriel was driven by a desire for stability. Cowherd emphasized that general managers tend to favor quarterbacks who are solid, if not spectacular, players who won't stir up too much attention or unnecessary pressure. Gabriel, with his quieter presence, fit that mold. However, Cowherd also noted that Sheduer's flair and ability to perform under pressure made him the more exciting choice, even if it came with additional scrutiny. The conversation didn't stop there. Stephen A. Smith later joined the debate, suggesting that Sanders has proven himself to be the superior quarterback, especially under pressure. Smith critiqued Gabriel for making unnecessary comments about Sanders, calling them idiotic, and pointing out that such distractions could hurt the team. Smith stressed that Sanders' ability to manage the media and perform at a high level despite intense expectations set him apart. In the end, it's clear that the competition between Dillon Gabriel and Sheduer Sanders is far from settled. While Gabriel may have had moments of brilliance, his controversial remarks and the scrutiny that followed have overshadowed his performance. Sanders, on the other hand, continues to shine, managing the pressures of being a high-profile quarterback with poise. The debate will continue, but one thing is certain: both players have the potential to leave a significant mark on the league. So what do you think? Who do you believe has the edge in this quarterback competition, Dillon Gabriel or Sheduer Sanders? Do you agree with Colin Cowherd's assessment that Gabriel's steady presence might be the better fit for the Browns? Or do you side with Stephen A. Smith, who thinks Sheduer thrives under pressure and is the better player overall? How much do you think off-field comments and media attention impact a quarterback's performance on the field? Is Gabriel's recent misstep something that will define his career? Or will he bounce back stronger? Let us know your thoughts. This debate is far from over, and we'd love to hear your perspective on it.